Hi, everybody. I'm David Weasley from First Congregational. I'm here with a couple of folks from NWYS Youth Services. Many of you know Emerson McEwen from the ground floor and from NWYS Youth Services, but we also have a new staff person to introduce to y'all. So I'm going to throw it over to Emerson, and Emerson, maybe you can introduce Rowan, and then we'll talk about how things are going at the ground floor.
Sounds good. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Emerson McEwen, for those who don't know me, I've been running the ground floor since its inception back in January of 2019. And Rowan Rowan Sultan, works for NWYS Youth Services, and she'll be taking over the role as the ground floor manager. So we're really excited, and I'll let Rowan introduce herself.
Yay!
Good morning, folks. My name is Rowan. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns. I'm really excited to be in a new role at NWYS Youth Services as the ground floor manager. For the last 2 years, I've worked in the Queer Youth Project program, supporting LGBTQ youth in the community and homeless youth, and I'm just really excited to transition into a new space. Very glad to be here.
And we're grateful to have you. And so, Emerson, I know you're going to be in a little bit of a different role at NWYS Youth Services. Do you want to say a little bit about that for your many fans at First Congregational?
Yeah, well, so I'll be supervising Rowan and really just kind of providing mentorship as she steps into the new role, filling in some of the gaps of knowledge, which, I mean, she's really already pretty much knows what to do and has the right spirit for it. So I'm going to have a really easy job, luckily. And I'll also be overseeing a few other programs. So we're starting a street outreach program, and I'll be hiring for that and have a coordinator and a couple of street outreach workers to go meet youth on the streets and try to get them into the ground floor. We always need, we can always have room for more. I'm also overseeing a program called Critical Transitions, which works to provide case management to youth who are coming out of state-funded institutions. So that could be foster care, jail, mental health facilities, who would be exiting into homelessness. And we can work with them 2 weeks before they exit a facility, or within the year after they exited a facility. And it's just providing supportive services and help getting them housed and work and kind of just developing and whatever they need. So a lot of goal identification and close work. The cool thing about the program, though, is that we're actually able to hire youth and young adults with lived experience to be peer navigators. And we've got Lyric, who's gone through our services, and now she's an employee with us. And she's just really amazing and provides just something that it's, we're really, all of us at NWYS Youth Services care about what we do, and we're all amazing at our job. But sometimes there's still a barrier because we're employees. And
Sure.
So this kind of removes at least some of that barrier, and it can be a peer that our youth maybe feel more comfortable with. So,
well, and I can imagine it being helpful to talk to someone who has experience of sleeping out or having other kinds of housing instability in their own story. Yeah, it's just a different kind of connection.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awesome. And once again, NWYS Youth Services continues to be trying to find the right mix of programs, trying out new programs, seeking out new funding sources to just connect with all the youth that they can. And we're certainly really grateful for all the things y'all do at First Congregational. But today I would love to hear from whoever wants to talk about it, maybe from both of you, about one of the questions I get a lot is what's happening at the ground floor these days. I know back in March we heard a little bit of, we're kind of moving into safe mode. We're figuring out how to offer as many services as we can in the midst of a global pandemic. We're now, coming up on 9 months of that. And so how are things going? What does the programming look like? How is it different from before? All those questions.
Yeah, I think I can speak to that.
Please.
So things are different than they were in March. I think that we have figured out pretty well how to maintain safety and create a new normalcy here. And so one of the big changes that has happened recently is we've changed to a split shift operation. So youth choose whether they want to come in the morning or in the afternoons. And this just makes it so that while we still have a low capacity number, only 12 youth are able to be inside at a time. That way there's youth who can come in the morning or the afternoon. There's twice as many beds available then. There's twice as many opportunities for showers and laundry, since people are a bit more capable of prioritizing their time when there's only 4 hours to be indoors. So that has been a really good change in terms of making sure no one's sitting outside waiting in the rain to come indoors. that has felt a lot better for staff in navigating that challenge with COVID. Other than that, we are still, coming up with creative solutions for getting good meals to folks. We've gotten some good community donations recently, so youth are getting a bit of a change from the standard food that they've been eating during COVID, because we used to be able to cook for them and we can't do that anymore. Yeah. But we've still maintained, a pretty high amount of folks coming through. We still are seeing quite a few faces, so we're staying busy.
Some of those changes that we've made since March, most of our staff are working from home, just to prioritize space at the ground floor for youth. That does mean that some of those services that they were used to accessing readily at the ground floor aren't immediately available to them, at least not face to face. We do have the capability to meet over Teams or Zoom. So staff from home can work with youth at the ground floor. There's a laptop and other computers available for them to do that. But we do have still the housing case manager who works out of the ground floor, just because that's such a vital service, and that face-to-face sort of interaction is just so important to getting youth feeling comfortable and ready to do that sort of work. So we're still able to provide really most of our services, though maybe with another step in between what we used to be able to do, but that's life right now.
And can you talk about any trends you're seeing with the young people you're working with, like this far into the pandemic? How is it going for them, and what kinds of resourcing are they needing? Is that the same as before or different, or what are you seeing?
I think it's a bit different. I think honestly, what I'm observing is people are feeling pretty burnt out on the lack of spaces for them to be. Before the pandemic hit, people could hang out at the library or public restaurants, or there were more places for them to physically go. And nowadays there's very few places for them to be and to stay warm and to stay dry. And balancing, COVID safety and precaution with providing a vital resource is just a constant dance for us. So I think we as staff are being very, patient and understanding of their frustrations, and trying to just provide some form of hope that hopefully a vaccine is coming soon and things will go back to normal, hopefully within the next 6 months to a year, and trying to maintain that for them. But yeah, folks are definitely feeling the strain of it at this point, I think.
Yeah, I would love to have some hopeful words there, and I think it's just to really recognize and appreciate the care that y'all bring to your work and that your team brings to their work, and how meaningful I know that is for a lot of the young people that come through those doors, whether or not they have language for that, but just to have that space of welcome and celebration and support. Are there other things that First Congregational should know about what's up with Northwest Youth Services these days, or what's up with the ground floor, or how can we be supportive?
That's a tough one. I think anytime I'm asked that question, because I have people from the congregation always wanting to help out, and they've just providing the space has just been such an amazing experience, and I've loved just about every day of my job since every day that I've worked at the ground floor has just been really amazing. And for me to have that experience, I mean, just imagine what it's like for the youth to have that experience. And I guess it kind of puts me in this position where it's hard to ask for more. But there's always needs, and I think the best way to do that is to go through our website, and through you can donate through our website. There's an Amazon wish list where we put things on there like socks and underwear, and those things that are just hard for us to get donation wise. I mean, I think keeping us in the thoughts, and the youth in their thoughts during winter's coming, and COVID is harder on people. Yeah. And yeah, it's been a little bit more stressful than it was our first year, but to be honest with you, I think given everything that's gone on in 2020, people have still been pretty happy and healthy at the ground floor, and so that's really good.
Well, just speaking personally, you know, I know it's sad for us to not be in our building for worship, and I'm just here by myself in my office a lot of the days that I work, or I'm working from home, or you know, leading worship from a laptop is a lot different from being all together in person. But we're so grateful that y'all are doing such good work in the ground floor, and that at least that one part of our building is bustling and vibrant and doing that essential in-person work that just, you know, it can't do it over Zoom. So yeah, and I know, just talking with some other folks at Northwest Youth Services, this is the time of year when they often have their big annual fundraising dinner, and of course that looked very different, at least. So if y'all are looking for year-end donation opportunities, I will shout out Northwest Youth Services. I'm certainly not shy about that kind of thing, as folks know. But thanks so much for taking time. Rowan and Emerson both, but especially Rowan, I know we'll want to have you to come visit for worship sometime after this whole pandemic is over, and we can see you and shake hands and hear some more stories in person. But thanks for making time for this. I know y'all have busy and complicated work lives these days.
Thank you for having us. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone.
Yeah,
really looking forward to meeting everyone.
All right, thank you so much. And yeah, if folks have other questions, they can reach out to me. Bill Fox and Dick Cathell are also on the advisory committee, and for First Congregational for the ground floor. And there's a lot more information, like Emerson said, at nwys.org. Thanks, everybody.